I will find my notes. Hey friends, it's your good friend Tim Campbell-Smith, and today I'm walking you through the technical and legal steps required to create a private psychotherapy practice in the province of Ontario. Now, please note, all the advice I'm going to give today is geared to the province of Ontario. So if you're not in Ontario, you're not in Canada, a lot of these rules will probably be very similar, and I just recommend you check your province, your state, your federal rules, and your governing college. So like in Ontario, I'm thinking about the Ontario College of Social Workers or the College of Psychotherapists. In this video, we are just going over the technical and legal steps. We're not really going into marketing advice. I'm not giving you what I think is bogus marketing advice, like identify your target audience or pick a niche. That's for you. There's a million other articles on that. These are the technical, pragmatic steps for people who have not created a private practice. Now, all of this also assumes that you have the qualification you need. So you have your BSW or your Bachelor's of Social Work, your MSW, your MA, whatever you need, and that the education is already done. Before we go too far, make sure you like and subscribe for all things business, higher ed, mental health, photography, and life. Okay, so let me actually start with just the technical steps. So if you have to leave the video in the next 60 seconds, here's the technical steps. Number one, you have to pick a name. It's weird, I know, I'll explain, but pick a name. Step two, register with the province of Ontario. Step three, register for an HST number, a harmonized sales tax number, with the federal government. Next, get a bank account. After that, check in with your regulatory college for any rules, tips, tricks, or suggestions. Step 6, get insurance. More on this later. Step 7, create all your internet real estate. Next, you don't have to do this, but I highly recommend, get a physical space. And then finally, start selling. These are the actual technical steps you need to take to start a private practice. Now, let's elaborate and get into it a little bit more. Let's start with picking a name. You can't register with the province or with the federal government if you don't have a business name. Also though, for some directories, so like Psychology Today, or if you join a chamber of commerce, you need a business name. So everything starts with a name. Now, I know I said no marketing advice. I do want to say this. I have a couple pieces of advice I will give. Please look at other therapy practice names and don't use those. There are so many cliched names in therapy practices. I don't understand the point of them. So try to avoid them. Come up with something really unique, maybe not like a therapy word. It is okay to do business under your own name and to name your practice under your own name. That said, the reason why we typically do come up with another name or use another, a business name, is if you think it's going to be a group practice or it's going to involve other people. But get a name. You need a name for registration with the government, for HST and stuff like that. Next, you're going to register with the province of Ontario your business. You're going to register this probably as a sole proprietor or a corporation. I am not going to weigh in on which you should do. Speak to both. This is really important, both a lawyer and an accountant when deciding whether to register as a sole proprietor or a corporation. There are very legal and very tax-informed reasons why you should be a sole proprietor or a corporation. It depends on both where you are now and where you think your business is going to go. So pay for the consultation, pay for the meeting, consult a lawyer and an accountant in deciding, but chances are you're either going to be a sole proprietor or a corporation. Next, you're going to register for HST, harmonized sales tax, with the federal government and with CRA, the Canada Revenue Agency. This is where you collect that 13% sales tax. It's 13% at the time of recording, and you remit that to the government. The general rule with this is that if you make below $30,000, so up to $29,999.99, you technically do not have to charge and remit HST. But the second you make $30,000 or more, you do. So even if you think you're going to make $30,000 or more in the year, get the HST number. Next, you're going to get a business bank account. If no one has explained this to you, it's a very simple but a very important premise. Separate your personal finances from your business finances. This will make accounting a lot easier. You'll save a lot of money on accounting. I will give this tip. If you open your business bank account at a place where you already have personal bank accounts, you may be a little more eligible for credit, quite frankly, and more personalized advice because they already have a portfolio and a history with you. So there is kind of a perk to keeping your business banking where you do your personal banking. I recommend that you get at least a checkings and a savings account for the business. Savings so that you can save and put away your HST remittances, money you set aside for income tax, and a slush fund for the business. Next, you're gonna check in with your regulatory body. So either like the College of Psychotherapists or social workers or whatever your regulatory body is. Now, I know social work and the Ontario College of Social Workers way better than I know the psychotherapists. So I'm gonna mainly address like for social work. Social workers don't have to explicitly tell the college that they are starting a private practice. There's no like forms to fill out or additional process. But the Ontario College of Social Workers does have what we call practice notes, which are additional notes, resources, supports. I don't want to call them rulings, that sounds really official, but guidance from the college on things like privacy, confidentiality. There you can also see, though, the rules on things like record keeping. Because you're not working for an agency, you're not working for a company who handles record keeping, you have to be on top of this legally yourself in your practice. So you would check in on those rules with your college. Your college will also have rules for advertising, which is very important to follow. So check in on those. After this, you're going to get insurance, and you're going to get professional liability insurance. Now, when I was looking this up for social workers, I was shocked, gobsmacked, and babashook that you are not required to carry liability insurance or professional liability insurance. This is one where I'm going to say you should absolutely have insurance. My tip here for insurance is go to an insurance broker. Don't just go to like one place or one company that only offers one type of insurance. So the easiest example I can think of is like Cooperators. Cooperators sells Cooperators insurance at the time of recording that I know. But if you go to a broker, they would have access to Cooperators and Desjardins and all these other companies. So I recommend you go to a broker. They can kind of shop around and get you the best price. They're not just representing one company. Next, you're gonna create all of your internet real estate. Because people are searching online and seeking validation and proof that you are in business, you are who you say you are, you're good at what you do online. So this is going to include things like your own website, your social media channels, which I do recommend, especially when you're offering mental health services. You have really shut down, locked down personal accounts with high privacy settings because people will try to look you up, and especially personally. And then you have your professional accounts. This is where you'll also get your professional email address. You might sign up for email marketing and any other referral or resource-based platforms. So like Psychology Today, if you're eligible, or Chambers of Commerce. Next, and this is totally your choice, and I will inject some marketing advice here, just a little bit, is get a physical space, or at least a mailing address. Online counseling is flooded at the time of recording, primarily because more and more online universities are offering online programs and pumping out a lot of psychotherapists who predominantly practice online. And why wouldn't they? There's such an appeal to it. It's flexible, it's easy, you don't need the overhead of a physical space. I suspect we are moving towards more people, both consumers and therapists, wanting an in-person experience. So it gives a little bit of a competitive advantage. So do consider getting a physical space. Finally, and this is the most painful part of creating your private practice, you have to start selling. The days are gone where we will build it and they will come. You've got to tell people that you are in business. You've got to tell them what you do. So the need for mental health services is greater than ever before, and there's a huge demand. And I know most therapists have wait lists. Like, none of them are just taking any walk-ins. But you still have to sell a little bit. You still have to tell people you're in business. You might do this through networking, both online or in person. You could do this through social media, organic or paid ads. You could do this through other digital marketing channels. I mean, that's what I do for a living is digital marketing and thinking about that. You could, I don't know, get a billboard. But you have to sell. You have to tell people you're in business, and you have to sell. And that's the basics of what you need to start a private practice in mental health therapy and counseling in the province of Ontario. Again, these rules are custom and tailored to Ontario, but these general principles apply to any province, any state, almost any country. Have a separate bank account. Create, a digital footprint. Check in with your regulatory college. Create a business name. Register with your government. But as always, and in all things, check your regulatory body's rules, regulations, and requirements. They are the highest governing body you have to listen to. Not me, not anyone online. Comment and let me know any questions that you have about building this business. I know business development, and at the time of recording, I'm in social work school, so I'm also learning about social work, but I know how to build a business and how to grow it. So if you have any questions about growing a mental health practice, let me know. Otherwise, make sure you like and subscribe for all things business, mental health, higher ed, photography, and life. Otherwise, we'll chat soon. Bye for now.